Hey everybody, welcome back. Today I'm talking about how to set boundaries with your coworkers. And I'm going to teach you 5 tips that you can use that will help you effectively communicate what you want and what you don't want with the people that you work with. So for all the best advice, guidance, and support and actionable tools, come and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I am here every single Thursday. I'm Tess Brigham, licensed psychotherapist and coach. And for over 15 years, I've been working with young people just like you to help them figure out who they are, what they want, and how to live their best lives. All right, let's get started. So we've all had those coworkers, right? We've all had, Chatty Cathy over here. We've all had Debbie Downer for sure. We've all had the person who talks really loud on the phone. We've all had nightmare coworkers of all different kinds, right? But there are some coworkers that really can push our buttons and push us in many ways, right? Demand things of us that really aren't in our job description, that, tend to think that they're the only ones who have projects and emergencies and, really are always asking you to drop everything. Or you have the coworker who has no boundaries at all and really can't respect your own boundaries. So this is why setting boundaries is critical in order to, not only get through work, but really to be seen as a leader, because you want your bosses and the other people at work to be able to see that this is someone who can effectively communicate, ask for what they want and need, and also prioritize themselves and their own projects, right? These are all really great leadership qualities and tools that you have to remember if you want to move up and be seen as someone who is a leader. All right. So let's talk a little bit about boundaries. I have another video called How to Stop Being a People Pleaser and Set Better Boundaries. And in that one, I talk about boundaries and the 3 C's to creating boundaries. But just really quickly, what are personal boundaries? So personal boundaries are this invisible line that we create with people as a way of telling people, this is how I want to be treated. So if you have no boundaries with people, what happens is ultimately you are going to be taken advantage of. People, they don't do it some people do, but most people don't do it intentionally. But it's really important that you spend some time understanding what your boundaries are and being able to effectively communicate with people in order to really get your own needs met. And a lot of times I think people think boundaries are bad or negative because they're seen as like, well, I want to be seen as a team player. I want to be a nice person. That's got nothing to do with boundaries. You can be a team player and a nice person and also not spend 5 hours one night helping Marcia out with a project because she did not prioritize her time very well, right? Okay, so let's talk about the 5 things. All right. Number 1 is know your boundaries, know what they are. Always when you start a new job, that's always the best time to set boundaries because you're kind of starting fresh. But no matter where you are, if you're starting a new job or if you've been here for 10 years, you can always set boundaries. You just have to know what they are, meaning, are you willing to work after hours? Do you work on the weekends? Do you get texts from people and respond to them on the weekends? How much do you have lots of projects outside of work that are really, need to be focused on, that you want to focus on and you don't want to focus on work? Do you have kids or, an elderly family member that you're taking care of and you really can't be dealing with phone calls during that time? These things are really important. So you have to know what your boundaries are, right away, in order to be able to do number 2, which is communicate your boundaries. Tell people what your boundaries are. And actually, the best thing that you can do is tell people what your boundaries are prior to things happening, which are, hey, Marcia, I know we're working on this project together. FYI, I'm planning on leaving today at 6 o'clock. I'm not going to be working through the weekend. So we can talk again Monday at 9 a.m. about what's next. Tell people ahead of time, communicate that ahead of time, what it is that your boundaries are so that they don't have to guess them or anticipate them. Number 3, if someone violates your boundary, and again, they're not doing this to be mean or malicious, but if they violate your boundary, you want to nip it in the bud right away. Cut it off ASAP. Because what happens a lot of times is, oh, I told Marcia I'm not answering emails on a Saturday. Oh, she's emailed me. Oh God, I'll just respond. It'll be easier. And then you're shocked that she keeps emailing you every Saturday. And it's like that first Saturday, you have to not respond. And then Monday morning, say, oh, hey, I saw your email on, I wouldn't even say you saw the email. Just say, oh, I checked my email this morning. I saw that you messaged me on Saturday. I'm getting to you now, right here on Monday. So you want to nip it in the bud, because the longer you wait, the harder it's going to be to change and course correct. Because again, boundaries are, we're expressing to people how we want to be treated. And if you don't nip it in the bud, then it's really easy for people to mistake what your boundaries are. All right, 4 is, when you set your boundaries and communicate your boundaries, be clear and concise, but give some context, right? You want to say, no, Marcia, I can't help you tonight because I'm working on another project and that's due on Friday. That's it. You are very clear, concise. No, I'm sorry, I can't do that. This is why, and that's it. And if Marcia keeps bugging you about it, say, well, my thing is due on Friday at 2 o'clock, Friday at 2 o'clock. You can revisit me on 3 o'clock on Friday, but I'm telling you now, I don't know if I have the time, but we can talk about it, right? There's all these different ways for you to be able to very cleanly and nicely be able to say no without even really saying the words no, but you just want to be able to be clear, concise, and give some context into why, right? People need a reason. If you don't have a reason, it really will push people away, and you don't want to create animosity. And that's the fear, right? We don't say no because we do fear that animosity from people. So that's why the reason's in place. All right, 5, anticipate that people are going to screw up. Anticipate that people will push that. And you want to be able to have like a few phrases in your arsenal here to remember to be able to, respond to people. Marcia will continue to screw up. Marcia will continue to message you on Saturday. It might take her weeks and weeks and weeks. So it's good for you to be able to, on Monday, be able to keep redirecting, keep pointing it out to her, keep doing all that in a kind, thoughtful, but concise and effective manner, right? Just simply be aware and don't get frustrated, because it's easy to get frustrated and it's easy to question the boundaries, but don't do that. Your boundaries are worthwhile, stick to them, but just recognize that people aren't always going to be able to get it the first time. All right. So if you enjoyed this video, I have another video called How to Deal with a Passive-Aggressive Coworker. So if you have a passive-aggressive coworker, this is the right video for you. And I also have another video on how to deal with a toxic boss. These are great videos if you are struggling with how to manage life at work. And please, if you love this video, please give it a thumbs up, and even better, share it. Spread the word. I would love to see you and your family and everybody subscribe to my channel. All right, that's it for this week. I'll see you next time. Bye.